Hey guys, so the good news is I didn't get ravaged by any drop bears while I was in Australia. Also, I double checked my luggage at the airport to check no Aussie scorpions had hopped in for a hitchhike. And the bad news is a lot of you have been worried about my houseplant's health since my last video to see if it was okay. Well, it's not looking good, guys. I think it's on its last legs, or its last root. I'm sorry for failing you. Rest in peace, Mr. Houseplant. Anyway, now it's September, I was all ready to start rubbing some pumpkin spice on my face and truly embrace autumn, but it turns out summer is not going down without a fight as we're having another heat wave in London, which has involved me just drowning in a pool of my own sweat every night. So instead of just lying awake, I've been indulging one of my guilty pleasures. Sports anime? Nope. Homes Under the Hammer? Not this time. Vines of dogs going down slides. Who are you anyway? Filling out online quizzes. Yep, and in my quest, I came about something very strange. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. Quizzes about me. So I thought it'd be funny if today I attempted some of these quizzes to test out my own me knowledge, and hopefully it'll make some of the quizzes creators happy too. Let's do this. What percentage Phil Lester are you? This should be a good start. Am I secretly part robot? Let's find out. Let's play. Whoa, look at me in that gif. See, the trick to good lighting is just to remove your entire face like Voldemort. How do you feel about beans? Give me a huge bean. I loathe beans. I like them small. I prefer them on the smaller side. I'm gonna admit something now. I really don't like baked beans. The smell, the texture, the taste. I think I've repressed some kind of childhood bean incident that I'm not thinking about, but I don't like baked beans, so I'm gonna say I loathe beans. There we go, I said it. Boom. Pick an animal. Goose, Dan Howell, scorpion, lion, or meh. I'm gonna go with lion. It's traditional. He sat behind me. I'm really tempted by goose as well. I don't know why that's calling to me, but let's do lion. How are we feeling about fringes today? Love me a fringe. That's quite northern. They're great. Mine goes to the left. That's obviously Dan. I want them straight and I want them swept to the right and I want that now. Calm down. Meh. No thank you, sir. No fringes for me. I'm just imagining a posh bald man like, no thank you. I'm gonna go with love me a fringe for my northern roots. Your favourite household item? A ladder. Shouldn't put me up a ladder. That would end in death. A Sharpie, an Eclipse shirt, a crafts kit. If I was locked in a prison... Why did my mind go to prison then? If I was locked in a prison, I think the first thing I would take would be a crafts kit, because then I could craft myself a key to escape, but also it's the most entertaining out of those options, so go on then. Favourite state of being? I mean, I'm almost on fire because of the heat, but I'm not actually on fire, so that makes sense. Probably shouldn't leave that candle burning though, or that might change. Now you're wondering what scent it is. It's fluffy towels. Good scent. What do you not leave home without? Sharpie whiskers. No, I do not wear those outside. My best friend Dan Howell, or Lion the Lion, a smile, or meh. I'm gonna go with Dan is the thing I don't leave home without. If I'm going outside, I'm rarely smiling. So Dan, it should include that sound effect. I'm 75% Phil Lester. What's the other 15%? Maybe Hobnobs. I did indulge in a lot of Hobnobs today. If I was a human pie chart, my entire arm would be a Hobnob. Do you have Hobnobs outside of the UK? You're missing out if you don't. Okay, let's move on. Are you more like Dan or Phil? Your left or your right? Well, to my left is a dead houseplant, so I'm gonna go right. Early bird or night owl? My jet lag has actually turned me into a fairly normal person recently. When I got back from Australia, I actually went for a walk at 6 a.m. and saw the strange creature that was mourning. The main things I saw were people jogging, who I'm convinced are aliens, people stumbling home from drunken nights out, and a man offered to sell me an Apple Watch and handed me a box of raisins. So that was fun. Thanks, 6 a.m. But normally I'm a night owl, so there we go. Snow or beach? Ooh, that's a tough one. I think because Christmas is near, I'm in the mood for snow. Lion or llamas, lion. Coffee or tea? That is a fancy ass cup of tea. I mean, if you're gonna give me a cup of tea, shove a lemon on the side. I'm gonna go with coffee. I'm a coffee guy. I've had 3 coffees today. Is that bad? Am I gonna die? Pikachu or Totoro? Ooh. Totoro. I feel like I'm betraying Pikachu. Oh my god, can I change it? I don't know. Totoro is my first instinct. Always go with your first instinct unless it's to stroke a bee. Socks or not? Socks. Although I'm not wearing socks right now, so not. I'm not going to show you my feet. Worm or moth? I don't trust worms because you don't know if you're talking to their butt or their face, so Mothington. I'm not that scared of moths. I can catch a moth in my hand and throw it out the window. Dan would freak out. Taylor or Emma? Oh, I like them both. But I'm going to go with Emma because I saw her in person and had a little fanboy moment. The Queen or Justin? Have they ever met? I'd quite like to watch a video of Justin interviewing the Queen or the other way around. Can we make that happen, universe? I'm gonna go with the queen. I mean, she's amazing. I'm Phil! You are more Phil than Dan. You approach nearly everything in life with an upbeat, can-do attitude. You take joy in many things, which sometimes irritates your sarcastic roommate. You were and continue to be very weird. Thanks, quiz. You're probably not a big fan of cheese. You are amazing. Oh, I feel like I know myself better. I'm a true Phil within my Philness. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I like that one. What's next? Would you be a good roommate for Dan Howell? Let's find out. See, out of those, I'm not that outgoing, but I'm also not that sarcastic. But I'm gonna plonk myself in the nerdy and sarcastic because I am more than 100% nerd. Do you like anime? Give me anime, please. Yes. Do you ship your OTP with your whole life? I mean, I did hide my John Locke poster before filming this, but I'm not gonna say it takes over my life. Do you prefer a colour of clothing? Mixed colours. Do you like going outside? I mean, I do go outside a lot with the tour, but let's be honest. Yes, I would be a good roommate for Dan Howell. Oh my gosh, yes, perfect match. You guys are both a bit nerdy and sarcastic. You can tell each other literally everything, and that's what would make you good roommates. Well, these quizzes are getting things right so far. Right, another one. Is this Phil Lester or a pumpkin spice latte? Are you serious? I guess it's seasonal. That's a pumpkin spice latte. I hated this photo shoot so much. I think this is a cropped version of a photo where they put me on a radiator and I had to balance my feet on a moving metal ball and my crotch was in the air. And I'm like, I hope this never sees the light of day. Thankfully, they cropped in on me, but those memories are not good. That's me. It's Phil Lester. That's a pumpkin spice latte. Busted. That's actually me. Yes, it's a little known fact that the famous dance man is in fact Phil Lester. That's true. This is a caramel macchiato. I know my Starbucks. Don't try and trick me, quiz. Well, that's gonna haunt my nightmares. That's neither. YouTube's very own pumpkin delight Phil Lester. Is that what the answer is? Apparently so. A pumpkin spice latte. They're trying to trick me. No, it's me again. And that's a pumpkin spice latte. No! I'm appearing! Oh, is Phil hiding in the goddamn pumpkin spice latte? I'm such a sneaky weasel. 7 out of 9. Okay, I'll take that. I guess that was fun. Right, getting serious now. Who does this strand of hair belong to, Dan or Phil? I mean, I've got black hair and Dan's got brown hair, so this should be pretty simple. Me. Yeah. What is that smirk in that photo? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat that camera. Is that hair at all? I think that's my hair on its side. Yep. Oh, see? Can't trick me, trickster. That is me? What? That looked black. I'm calling the police. Ooh, that hair looks very straight. I think that might be my hair. Oh! You can't put them upside down! What are you doing? That is cheating. It's upside down. Okay, I'll give you points for the pun. Right, that looks curly. That's Dan. What? Okay, this is getting embarrassing. I can bring it back. That looks like Dan's ear. Yes! I like that I knew Dan's ear. That's so weird. Okay, that looks wrong. I don't even want to know what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna say it's me. It's Dan's sideburn. Congratulations, you got 3. Why are you congratulating me? I did terrible on that one. Okay, final quiz. Can this redeem us? Which fan body part are you? I'm feeling quite dubious about this one. But let's do it anyway. What's your favourite colour? Well, judging by this bed, bluey greeny colours. If you had to, would you choose Dan or Phil? Sorry Dan, I'm gonna go with Phil 100%. Wahahaha. So out of these videos, which is your favourite Dan video? I kind of want to just choose Hello Internet to be a troll, but honestly, the photo booth challenge is my favourite. Not just because I was in it, but because it has a lot of fun memories and it was just so funny to film. So the photo booth challenge. What's my favourite Phil video? Ooh, I'm torn between Phil Is Not on Fires and the Halloween baking, but the Halloween brownie graveyard we made was so delicious and my mouth waters whenever I think of it. I'm gonna go with Halloween baking. Shock horror. How much do you love Dan and Phil? How much do I love myself? I'm gonna say my life would suck without me, because without me I would be dead. Does that make sense? So that is my choice. You are Phil's eyes! That's still kind of creepy. You're a beautiful person. Oh, you're flattering me now, quiz. Both inside and out, you can be very humorous when you want to be. People love you for being so unique and seeing the world in a beautifully optimistic way. You don't change for anyone, but you can be shy around new people sometimes, so don't be afraid to let yourself go in a while. Yeah, Phil. Go to that disco when you were 12. And don't stay at home and cry. Yay! So what other body parts could I have been? Phil's eyes, Phil's feet, Dan's nose, Phil's glabella. Oh, I could have been my glabella. That would have been nice. Dan's crotch. That's enough quizzing for today. Well, I think I learned a lot about myself then. That was a loud leg slap. I promise I'm wearing pants below the camera. But yeah, thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and I might do some more quizzing in the future. You can also subscribe by clicking this button, which I assume I'll put on the screen here. And if you want to follow me on some of my social medias, there's some links below. You can see what I'm tweeting or Instagramming or Tumbling or Facebooking and all the other ings. I hope you're doing good, and I will see you, especially you, very soon. Goodbye.